What up, what up, what up? Let's see if this thing's working. Should be good here. We should be good. Well, hopefully everybody can hear me. And we'll see how this goes. Another break time. Another set. Same shit, different week. Let's do it. So we did 12 spots, 2 collector packs, 10 play boosters. I think is what it turned out to be. So let's get this show on the road. This one will be fun to rip. This will be the first time in a long time we've had a decent actual Magic set. It's been several months. But this one's pretty cool. I haven't really looked into many new cards or anything, so. Thanks, Andrew. Appreciate you, man. All right, let's do this. First up, Joaquin. Second, Kurum. Third is Cliff. Fourth is Mitchell. Fifth is Noel. Sixth is Mitchell. Seventh is Scott. Eighth, Carey. Ninth, Tyler. 10th, Lester. 11th, Noel. 12th for Andrew. So I made sure to have a little bit extra space this time. All right. I'm gonna move my mic up because I think last video I was mouth breathing hardcore. So let's not do that this time. All right. Well, let's do this. Oh, this will be fun to just open up all these packs. I get to live vicariously through all of y'all. Well, I'm snowed in, or I guess I should say iced in here in Texas, so. Hope everybody's staying safe out there. I know most of the country is getting some form of it. Hmm. Just trying to make it fair through the boxes instead of just doing stacks of packs from each box. since that isn't really divisible very well, thanks to our friends at Wizards. What's up, Joaquin? Oops. We get to 4 there and 4 here. 5. 5. 5. That would make sense that after 2 boxes we are even. These packs smell different. It's weird. Should have just made it 6 and done a whole case break. I don't know why we didn't do that, but let's see where we're at here. There's 4, 8. There's 8. 8. There's 8. 8. 8. Wow, I suck at counting. 8. Let's make sure these are good back here too. 8. 8. And then I guess we're just gonna mix this last one up. Okay. Let's see where we're at. 4. Okay. There. 8. Cool. I think everyone's got their 10. just to make sure. Ah, okay, there we go. Now let's do the collectors. Math is hard. First 6 go to the top row. Next 6 go to the next row. Wow, that's a lot of cards. All right. These will be my first openings. No, let's get your card back in there. We want to keep our stacks organized. First up, Joaquin. Man. I am warm and powered. Yes, thank you. It is warm. Well, not outside. That's for dang sure. Let's start with some play boosters. I have not opened anything from out of here, so I would kind of like to see what all the fuss is about. Go a little slow at the start because I haven't really looked at much of this stuff, so I like how we've got pretty good focus, and this is brand new settings because I did a nuke on my computer, so hmm. I like that one. Shimmer Wild's growth. Enchant land. Whenever enchanted land is tapped for mana, its controller adds an additional 1 mana of the chosen color. I like that. Elemental, elf, fairy, giant, goblin, kithkin, merfolk, or treefolk. Gain 1 life. And then sacrifice the pennant. Return target card of chosen type from your graveyard or hand. Okay. Reveal an elf, swamp, forest card from among them. Put in your hand. Okay. Bloodline Bidding. Our first rare. Convoke. Choose a creature type. Return all creature cards from the chosen type from your graveyard to the battlefield. Interesting. Ooh, that's pretty cool. Hmm. Goblins. Oh, already saw that card. That seems expensive for +1/+1. Never really even heard of Kithkins before. Shows you how much I know about the old school Lorwyn and the lore. Ooh, exile it. Interesting. So that pennant is pretty much for everything that's in this set, huh? Because everything's like a goblin or a kithkin or a merfolk. I remember like this is really the set for it, but Noggle Robber. Meek attack. Nice. Oh, that's worth a couple bucks these days. Or at least at the start, I should say. You may put a creature card with total power and toughness 5 or less from your hand onto the battlefield. That creature gains haste at the beginning of the next end step. Sacrifice that creature. Huh. Interesting. It does feel a little weird being back in a normal Magic set where I'm not looking at like things that don't have anything to do with Magic. This feels more like even the last Magic set, EOE, it was a great set, but it didn't really feel like a Magic set, you know? I mean, it was Magic in space. So the last like true Magic set we've had was like Tarkir. Tarkir was great. Aether Drift, not so much. So it feels like we've been in a little bit of a lull. So hopefully that'll change in the future. I wonder if people starting to get tapped on the universes beyond. In other news, it looks like Wizards being sued. Mana Rocks, Behold a Goblin. Hmm. Interesting to see a lot more black goblins in this. So far, at least. I haven't really looked at much of the set, like I said, so. Wander Wine Farewell. Get some Hobbit vibes out of this. A Deepway Navigator. Creature enters, untap each other merfolk you control as long as you attacked with 3 or more merfolk this turn. Merfolk you control get +1/+0. And another growth. I did see it, I did. It's very, very curious to see what the next year or so is going to hold for this company. Land cycling, interesting. Champions of the Shoal. Who likes blue, though? Ooh, that's a cool swamp. Focus better. Be curious to see how some of this plays out in Standard. Not that anybody knows what or plays Standard anymore. What's Standard, Precious? On that note, who's excited for Hobbit? Oh my God. The Hobbit, Star Trek, Marvel, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's gonna be a year. Manadork action. The Spikeling. This creature has first strike. Interesting. Unburial. I do like the art in this. It does feel very Lorwyn-y to me. Champions of the Perfect. As an additional cost of this spell, behold an elf and exile it. Oh, Whenever you cast a creature spell, draw a card. When this creature leaves the battlefield, return the exiled card to its owner's hand. Interesting. Hmm. Screw it. We'll sort these and make them nice. I don't know if like everybody looks through a new set with their commanders in mind. That's what I usually do. Like my probably top 5 or 6 favorite commanders. Yeah, well, we even decided to end up getting a little bit of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. A little bit. Ugh, I just, whatever. I can't even. See, I can't even like go through cards. I'm so just Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, really? I don't know if we'll do a break for that one. I don't know how excited I am for that. Did any of y'all get to do draft or pre-release on this? Ooh, Grub, Storied Matriarch, Menace. Whenever this creature enters or transforms, return up to 1 target goblin card from your graveyard to your hand. Notorious Auntie. It's a lot of words. That's a lot of words. A lot of words for a goblin. A lot of green auras I'm liking. When this aura enters, enchanted creature gains trample and indestructible until end of turn. +2/+0. Tweeze. See, that just feels like a magic card, right? Like that actually looks and feels like a normal frickin' magic card. There's not like a little triangle in the bottom, not like some dude shooting stuff out of his wrists or fucking turtle. Oh, there's something in there. Let's see what that is. Probably just an art card, knowing my luck. Knowing Joaquin's luck. Pummeler for higher vigilance and reach. Ward 2. This creature enters, you gain X life, where X is the greatest power among giants you control. Oh, that would be cool if that was greatest among creatures you control, but. Raiding schemes. Each creature non-spell you cast has Conspire. Ooh. If you cast a non-creature spell, you may tap 2 untap creatures you control that share a color with it. When you do, copy it, and you may choose new targets for the copy. A copy of a permanent spell becomes a token. Ooh. What? Ooh, that would be fun in my Mirim deck. There we go. I knew we had something in there. That's a decent start. Aren't these reversible? Yeah, these are dope. These are the reversible ones. That's right. I was wondering if they'd only be reversible in collectors, but that's cool that there's only reversibles and not like different styles. That's cool. Oh, Andrew, that's a good point. I forgot about Strixhaven this year. Yeah, Strixhaven. Oh man, that's a great set. Oh, I hope they don't destroy this next one. But it feels like Magic is doing the same thing as movies, right? At least a little bit. Not everything is like a reprint, but it almost seems like most stuff is. If you throw out Universes Beyond, like the only like non-reprint sets we got this year was Aether Drift, Tarkir, and EOE. Interesting. Just random musing as I'm ripping packs here, so. Whenever a goblin creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life, gain 1 life. Nice. Tierstan, Cavalis Cultivator. Death Touch, ETBs or transforms, mill 3 cards, and if there's an elf card in your graveyard, you gain 2 life. Beginning of your first main phase, you may pay blob, transform. When this creature transform, mill 3 cards, you can play in exile. If you do, each opponent loses 2 life, and then you just bounce back and forth. That's cool. Probably speed up a little bit if we don't want this to take 2 hours. Morning Song Aria. Players can't draw cards or gain life. At the beginning of each player's draw step, that player loses 3 life, searches their library for a card, puts it in their hand, then shuffles. Ooh, 2 rares. Can't be countered, pay 2 life. Spells you control can't be countered. Other creatures you control have ward, pay 2 life. That seems kind of slightly busted. For a 2-drop? Interesting. Because goblins in aggro red needed any more love. Sweet. That is a very nice card, though. Wow. Oh, there's the person on the thing. On the box. Where's the box? One of them. Hallowed Fountain. Nice. Okay, so there. Oh, there you go. That's a nice pack. A little bit better this time, so far at least. All right, let's do your collectors. I think you might be right. Yeah, that is. Very nice. All right, let's see how these are laid out. Not really any curling. Oh, here, before we do this, let's see where these are from. Japan. Well, that's good for y'all, I guess. And then let's see real quick where the play boosters are from. USA. Fabrico en Japon. Noggle the Mind. All right, here we go. Kin Binding. It's like a reverse Meat Hook Massacre. Ish. Okay, I'm dumb. Don't listen to me. Eventide Shadow. Remove any numbers of counters from among permanents on the battlefield. You draw cards and lose life equal to number of counters removed this way. Interesting. The other champions of the perfect. Lorwyn. Creature or land that's milled. Interesting. Chronicle of Victory. Nice. That's a hit. We'll take that. And art cards and collector boosters. Very cool, Wizards. You guys are awesome. Because that's what we want in our collector boosters is a fucking art card. Morken's Loyalist. Ooh. The showcase is pretty cool. Other elves you control get +1/+1. When this creature dies, return another target elf card from your graveyard to your hand. A lot of Golgari love in this, that's for sure. Oh, that plains is sick. Yeah, that's pretty dope. Aurora Awakener. When this creature enters, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal X permanent cards, where X is the number of colors among permanents you control. Put a number of those permanents cards on the battlefield. Put the rest of the revealed cards on the bottom of your library in a random order. Interesting. Mass of Mysteries. First strike, vigilance, trample at the beginning of the combat on your turn. Another target elemental you control gains myriad until end of turn. Not bad. Brave Clan Stout Arm. And another Chronicle. We'll take that. And a Sig's Command. Joaquin, there you go. Thank you, Saw. Yeah, this will be like a 4-hour break if we don't speed it up. All right, Kurum, you are up. And let's do your play boosters. That's really your first? Good. Go through this a little bit quicker. Morning Song Aria. Oop, and another grub, borderless. There's the island. It's pretty cool. Oh, it's an underwater island. There's Mofurk swimming in there. That's actually kind of cool. Care Sentry. Whenever this creature attacks, you may put a creature card with mana value X or less from your hand onto the battlefield, tapped and attacking, where X is the number of attacking creatures you control. Ooh, that's interesting. Glen Alendra's Answer, one of our first mythics. This spell can't be countered. Counter all spells your opponents control and all abilities your opponents control. Create a 1/1 blue and black fairy creature token with flying for each spell and ability countered this way. Ooh, interesting. Alright, so there's different art for the full art lance. That's cool. Selfless Safe Right. ETBs, choose a creature type. Other permanents you control of that type gain hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. Kind of forming what I want and what I don't want out of this so far. Evolving Wilds. That card's busted. Ooh, Ashling Rekindled. Very nice. With the flip. Ashling Rhymebound. Man, that's a lot of words. Why is blue always so many words? Ooh, that's cool. It's more like a, I don't know, like a book one that you'd see in like an old school fantasy book from like the 80s or the 90s. Oh, there might be something in this one. Adept Water Shaper. Other tap creatures you control have indestructible. Goliath Daydreamer. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell from your hand, exile that card with a dream counter on it. When this creature attacks, you may cast a spell from one card you exile with dream counters on them without paying their mana cost. Oh, okay. Interesting. Bloom Tender. Nice. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. An old one, but a good one. That's for sure. I knew that was going to get it. Another Bree. Kind of cool. I like the lands. It's a good land set. It's interesting, though, to see, like, on the commander side, there's really not much besides a couple lands that are worth anything. So, Soul Immolation. Additional cost to cast a spell, Blight X. X can't be greater than the greatest toughness among creatures you control. Soul Immolation deals X damage to each opponent and each creature they control. It would be funny to do that and just do like a 1/1, be like, oh, I'm just going to put 30 blight counters on him. Tristan's command. Choose to create a token that's a copy of target elf you control. Return 1 or 2 target permanent cards from your graveyard to your hand. Destroy target creature or enchantment. Creatures target player controls get +3/+3 until end of turn. Hmm. Sunderflock. This creature enters. If you cast it, return all non-elemental creatures to their owner's hands. Ha! Oh, that would be not very nice, but that's an expensive card. 9-drop. Oh, wait. The spell costs X less to cast, where X is the greatest mana value among elementals you control. Okay. Interesting. Landfall! Love it. Affinity for forests. Spell costs 1 less. Obviously, affinity for forests. Landfall. Whenever a land control enters, create a 3/4 green treefold creature token with reach. Cool. That one's neat. I like landfall. That is probably my favorite mechanic of them all. If I had to pick one. Nice! Steam vents. I like it. Cool. Kurum, on to your collectors. Good luck. Shadow Urchin. Whenever a creature you control with one or more counters on it dies, exile that many cards to your library until your end step. Until your next end step, you may play those cards. Huh. Abundant Countryside. I think this is the most expensive one on. It is. Commander at like $6.50 right now. What's up, Cybolt? Mutable Explorer. When this creature enters, create a tapped Mutavault token. And another Sig, borderless this time. Ooh, we haven't seen this. Maryland, Fey Ascendant. Whenever Maryland or another elf or fairy you control enters, exile the top 2 cards of your opponent's library. Once each turn, you may cast a spell with mana value less than or equal to a number of elves and fairies you control from among cards exiled. Maryland this turn without paying its mana cost. Ooh, that's cool. And man, art cards. We just really like those art cards. And our collector boosties, huh? I'm sure we all feel that slot goes really, really well to that. End Blaze Epiphany. Deals X damage to target creature. When that creature dies this turn, exile number of cards from the top of your library equal to its power, and choose a card exiled this way. Till the end of your next turn, you may play that card. Jubilation. +2/+2 and trample. Interesting. Another grub. Another Ashling. Here's our first special guest. Helix Pinnacle. Shroud. Put X tower counters on this enchantment. Oh, that's right. At the beginning of your upkeep, if there are 100 or more tower counters on this enchantment, you win the game. Ha! Very cool. Kurum, thank you very much. Cliff, you are up next. What's up, Jonathan? All right, starting this one with the Tristan's Command. I have not seen this one. Eridu. This one's a decent hit, if I'm not mistaken. Flying, lifelink, creature spells you cast have Convoke, beginning of your main phase. May pay one swamp if you do transform Eridu. Each other non-token you control has Persist. Huh. Very easy transforms on this, on the ones I've seen so far at least. It's mainly just one mana from each color to bounce them back and forth. Abigail, Eloquent First Year. When Abigail enters, up to one other target creature loses all its abilities. Put a flying counter, first strike counter, and a lifelink counter on that creature. Interesting. Ooh, there's a Chronicle of Victory. Very nice. Could slide into a lot of things. A little expensive, though. That's kind of what I was thinking. No, not really. I mean, let's say I call dragons. Creatures you control, the chosen type, have +2/+2, have first strike and trample, and whenever you cast a spell of the chosen type, draw a card. That's not too expensive for that. That's a pretty nice card. Rimefire Torque. Man, Blue, why is your text always so small? Why you need so many words? Man, a lot of words. Twilight Diviner. Since it's not blue, I'll read it. Just kidding. Whenever one or more other creatures you control, they enter or cast from a graveyard, create a token that's copy one of them. This ability triggers each turn. Just a couple shock lands. Nothing super crazy so far. One special guest. But we're just getting into it. Nice. We'll take a Blood Crypt. These are not flips, though, so it's just the full arts that are flips. Cool. Good to know. Because we needed more regular shock lands. Thank you. How many times have those been printed in the last 2 years? Jesus Christ. Couldn't they pick something else? Scuzzback Scrounger. Main Fade. Blight 1. Create a treasure token. Cool. Who doesn't like treasure tokens? I always wonder like how many people are watching, and it's weird that I can't tell, like on my screen and overlay and stuff. Another Rimefire Torque. Slumbering Walker. Okay, well giants are slow, so that makes sense. I like how they didn't try to like shove like to the races or something down our throats. Pause for beverage intake. Like first start, that really did not take off this year. At all. I mean, that set didn't take off at all. Anyway, so Champions of the Shoal. I didn't realize it, but I guess there's a whole cycle of these. Sunderflock. I'm surprised that they didn't do more like a full four, kind of like Bloomborough. Like, why didn't you do a fairy deck, a goblin deck, an elemental deck, and a giant deck? That's like perfect. Whatever. Winning. Winnowing. For each player, you choose a creature that player controls, and each player sacrifices all other creatures they control that don't share a creature type with the chosen creature they control. Interesting. Kind of like winning. I'm also it's curious. I mean, at least they gave the only cereal to a fairy, I guess. So, Mutable Explorer. All right, Cliff, it is time for your collector packs. Good luck to you, sir. Another winnowing. Puka's Covenant. I haven't seen this one. Commander, so it's not worth much. Whenever a creature you control with a counter on it dies, it may return. You may return another target permanent card with mana value less than or equal to the number of counters on that creature from your graveyard in your hand. Do this only once each turn. Ooh. Sonar. Goblin Sorcerer. It's also interesting to see what could be a new interesting commander that's not one of the two decks. Overgrown Tomb, we will take that. Be nice if it was foil. But that's a really, really cool tomb. I like that. That's on theme, in my humble opinion. Mirror Form. Each non-land permanent you control becomes a copy of target non-aura permanent. Well, that could be interesting. Printing quality, good so far. It feels good in the hands. No issues for me on the quality, at least. Not any crazy curling. And it's humid and cold AF here. Champion of the Clackhan. Okay, this is the last one we haven't seen. Behold a Kithkin and exile it. Other Kithkin you control get +1/+1. Same thing, different day. Grave Venerations. Very nice. Disruptor of Currents. Whenever this creature enters, return up to one target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. That's very expensive to have flash. I think this is the first Celestia card I've seen in the entire rip so far. Birgid's Command. Interesting. Hey, there we go. Haha, very nice. Bloom Tender. Boom. Very, very nice. Cliff, that is one way to end it. Nice, man. Haha. I like it. Very nice. That's a pretty Bloom Tender. Let's look at that real quick. I like it, even though it's not focusing very well. Very cool. Nicely done, Cliff. And as always, these will get sexified before they get shipified. All right, Mitchell, here's number one for you. Adept Water Shaper. Oh, wow, we're almost an hour in. Dang. Nice. Overgrown Tomb. Another grub. We will start off with the Tomb. Shocklands any day. Dream Harvest. Each opponent exiles top of their library until they have exiled cards with total mana value 5 or greater this way. Until end of turn, you may cast cards exile this way without paying their mana cost. Swing, Spry and Mighty. Another Bray. Marlin, Fey Ascendant. Marlin, another elf. Oh yeah, we did Marlin. We just had a nicer version of it earlier. Steam Vents, nice. And again, the regular ones are not reversible, so it's just, for some reason I thought the standard ones were going to be reversible too, to kind of make them stand out, but I guess you want to make the collectors cool. Lava Leaper. All creatures have haste. Whenever a player taps a basic land for mana, that player adds 1 mana of any type that land produced. So I'll have a group hug and just haste at everybody. Extra mana and haste for everyone. Rating schemes again. A navigator again. Nice. Bloom Tender. Not as sexy as the other one, but we will take that for sure. Slumbering Walker. Nice. Bitter Bloom Bearer. Very nice. We will take that. 100%. Nice play, Pax Mitchell. Very, very nice. Let's see what you get in your collectors. Come on. Too much glue when I resealed these. Bitter Bloom Bear. Wow, that's a good start to that pack. Aberrant Return. I guess I forgot to take that one out when I resealed it. Just kidding. Ooh, nice. Showcase Hexing Squelcher. We will take that as well. Aurora Awakener. Not sure how I feel about that art. And Dawnhand Dissident. During your turn, may cast creature spells from one card you own exile with this creature by removing 3 counters. Okay. That's Blight 2. Interesting. Okay. Mitchell, collector number 2. Morning Song Aria. Morn Song, not Morning Song. Morn Song. Sodden Verdure. Not much. Because nothing in Commander, I guess, is worth much. Scuzzback Scrounger. Wow. 3 Bitter Bloom Bears. And a Winnowing. Not bad, Mitchell. Not bad at all. Noel, I think you're up next. Noel up next. Let's go. Iridu. At least the transforms are simple. But it seems like there's a champion cycle and then there's like a transform cycle for each one. Overgrown Tomb. There you go, Noel. That's a decent start. Flitterwing Nuisance. Counter from this creature. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player or planeswalker this turn, draw a card. Of course, draw a card. Why wouldn't it be draw a card? It's blue. Draw a card. Draw a card. Nope. Nope. In response. Nope. In response, draw a card. Bristlebane Battler. Lorwyn. There's a few more that we haven't seen. I think we haven't seen, let's see. We haven't seen Spine Rock, Tyrant, Wistfulness, Deceit, Moon Shadow. There's actually several cards we haven't seen yet. Here to all, Attentive First Year. Tap 2 creatures you control, copy target triggered ability you control. You may choose new targets for the copy. Well, that was Golgari. That would be useful in my Yark deck. Wrong colors. Dream Harvest. Gloom Ripper. An elf assassin. That just looks like the OG art from Magic. You know, like all of this feels like, except for this. I'm sorry, but that doesn't feel like OG Magic. You know? So let's put that back. But it's still pretty and we like it. But I'm just saying, some of these cards, the art is actually really, really nice. I'm old and I want things to be the were back in the 90s. I don't like change. Just kidding. Dawnheart Dissonant. Collective Inferno. Grub's Command. Rakdos. So there's a command cycle too. Cool. Create token that's copy target goblin control. Creature target blah blah blah. Gain haste control. Destroy target artifact creature. Target player mills 5 cards and puts each goblin card milled this way into their hand. Cool. Champion of the Weird. Okay, we haven't seen this one. Nope. Behold a goblin. Pay 1 life. Blight 2. Target opponent blights 2. Activate only as a sorcery. Interesting. All right, Noel, let's get to your collector packs. Good luck, sir. Noel's been with us for a long time. Many a breaks for Mr. Noel. Collective Inferno, a Jubilation, Spry and Mighty. Hey, there's a Deceit. Nice. It's a really crazy looking elemental incarnation. Figure of Fable. Celestia Kithkin. I guess that's the second Celestia card I've seen. All right, Noel. Let's do a little better on this one here. Doran, Besieged by Time. I don't think we've seen this guy. Tree Folk Druid. Each creature spell you cast with toughness greater than its power costs 1 less to cast. Whenever a creature you control attacks or blocks gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the difference between its power and toughness. Interesting. Pretty cheap commander. Subterfuge, the Navigator, the Water Shaper, and a Scuzzback Scrounger. I think we'll do a little bit better on your next stack, Noel. At least we're hoping so. Let's not send these flying either. Oh. Okay. Just so I can grab this way. And here I thought I had more room. Mitchell, number 2 for you. Champions of the Shoal, a Doran. Double rare there. And once again, all this will get sexified before it gets shipified, like usual. Brigand's Command, Celestia Love. Creates a token that's a copy of target Kithkin you control. Target player creates a 1/1 green and white Kithkin. Target creature you control gets +3/+3 until end of turn. Target creature you control fights target creature and opponent controls. That's not very good, in my humble opinion. Celestia never gets any love. Last time Celestia got love was Sithis in MH2. Ooh, what? Random. Like right in the middle of a pack. What? That's cool. All right. And another Ashling. Nice. I don't think Ashling's going to stay up where it is. It's not up that high, but we'll take a special guest out of a play pack. So we have 4 boxes of plays here, so we'll see out of 4 how much that is. And I've got the other 2 play boxes over here kind of set to the side. I might just open those just to kind of see what a case looks like. And Blaze Epiphany. That's right, we saw that one. Normal amount of full art lands. I don't really see anything super crazy special with them, so. Gloom Ripper. Hey, there we go. Spine Rock Tyrant. There's our first one. Whenever you cast an instant or a sorcery spell with a single target, you may copy it. If you do, those spells gain Wither. You may choose new targets for the copy. Boom. Very nice. We will take that. Mitchell, you did good on your first pack. You are off to a good one on your second stack. Tam, Mindful First Year. Oh, Champions of the Perfect. Another Tam. Nope, that's it for that one. And a Mirror Form. Nice. Each non-land permanent you control becomes a copy of target non-land. Okay, I guess we had pulled Mirror Form before. So I think we've had one Mirror Form before this one. Glen Alendra, the Guardian, and another Ashling. So we've seen white, we've seen red, we've seen blue, we've seen black. I don't think we've seen the green. Turnover one, but maybe, whatever. Mitchell, here's your collectors. Good luck. Rating schemes. Impulsivity. A Johnny. Wouldn't be a set without a Johnny. There's the green. Tristan. Callous Cultivator. Well, hey, there we go. Jeez. Mitchell, very nice. Harmonized Crescendo. Very, very nice. Last pack magic for you, Mitchell. Last pack for you. Flitterwing Nuisance. I keep saying that. Nuisance. 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 Let's drink some more. Nuisance. Nuisance. Can't say it right. Nuisance. Nuisance. Aberrant Return. Marlin. Vibrance. Very nice. And an Aurora Awakener. Mitchell, thank you for playing. Not too shabby. All right. On to row number 2. Who we got up? Scott. Mirror Mind Crown. We haven't seen this. As long as this equipment is attached to a creature, the first time you would create one or more tokens each turn, You may instead create that many tokens that are copies of equipped creature. Oh my god. What? That is beautiful for my Miriam deck. Huh. Wow. And a Morning Tide's Light. We'll take that. Nice, Scott. Good start. I like that crown a lot. The first time you create one or more tokens each turn, you may instead create that many tokens that are copies of equipped creature. Ooh. I don't think that would work for my Miriam deck, though. Emptiness. We haven't seen this one yet either. Oh, that's cool. It's got an effect for each way that it was cast. With plains or swamp. That's pretty neat. And evoke. That's cool. Ashling's Command. 2 treasure tokens. Damage to 2 of each creature. Target player controls. Target player draws 2 cards. Create a token that's a copy of target elemental that you control. Nice. I think we've seen that whole cycle, if I'm not mistaken. Tristan's Command. It's interesting to see that they're pretty much all about the same price. Or, not price, because that's not true. They're kind of the same mana cost. And about the same-ish. The Celestine one was not very good, but... Hallowed Fountain. We will take that. Another Abigail. Another first year. Shocks, shock, shocks. Shocks, shock, shocks. We'll take them. Champion of the Caclan. Brigid! I think there's going to be more of these because they're dual colors. That's a Celestial one. Okay. I think it might not just be 5 of those. We'll see. Sapling Nursery. That's nice. Wonder if that's the only landfall card out of this set. No love for landfall. Oh, somebody's buying something on the website. Cool. Disruptor of Currents. Champion of the Weird. Madeleine. I don't know how I feel about this set yet. Taster of Wares. Ashling's Command. All right, Scott, let's get on to your collector packs. Good luck. Is there a pull tab on these? Why is it just... Oh, no, there totally is. Okay, whatever. I'm just difficult. Good luck, sir. Grub's Command. Oh, that makes sense. Okay, so we've got like a command cycle for each of the flip cards. That's cool. Ashling the Limitless. Interesting. Haven't seen that one. Goliath Daydreamer. Whenever this creature attacks, you may cast a spell among cards and exile a dream counter. Oh yeah, we saw that. Winnowing, very nice. Winning, winning, winning. We will take that. Borderless at that. Mutable Explorer. Mutavault tokens. Riss the Evermore. Target creature you gain persist until end of turn. Remove any counters from the target you control. Activate only as a sorcery. Interesting. Impulsivity. Dawnheart Dissident. A Sapling Nursery. Ooh. There's a special guest. Kind of a weird looking one. Kinsbale Cavalier. Night creatures you control have double strike. Interesting. Thank you, Scotty. I appreciate you. Up next, Carrie. Let's get her done, Carrie. The wrappers. Right here. I love it. That was like my first playmat ever, was this dragon. This lasted a long time. I got a new Fallout one that I was going to throw out, but then I just didn't, so. Figure of Fable. And after each break, it usually is a nice little pile. The Whatnot shows were like that when back when I did Whatnot. Goliath Daydreamer. Wake up the next morning with just a pile of boxes and wrappers around you. Another champion. Gloom Ripper. Trying to speed it up a little bit so that we kind of keep it to maybe 2 hours for the thing. Trying not to have it too long. But you gotta admire the new cards. New set. Come on. It's a new set. For some of us, this is the first time we're seeing of it. Champion of the path. Haven't we seen this one? Behold elemental and exile it. Whenever another elemental you control, it deals damage equal to power each turn it. I guess we have seen that. Yes. Rating schemes. Ooh, nice. Moonshadow. Nice. Very nice. We'll take that from the plays, that's for sure. Nice. Chronicle of Victory. We will take that. Showcase. Very, very nice. I really like that card. That is probably my #1 card of the set so far, is Chronicle of Victory. Just for the things that it can slide into. And a Hexing Squelcher. Wow, nice play packs, Carrie. Very nice. Man, this one just disintegrates. Selfless Safe Right. And that is the end of your play packs. Carrie, let's do your collector boosters. Good luck. Good luck. Scuzzleback Scrounger. Wicker Smith's Tools. We have not seen these before. Or this one yet. Number one or more, -1/-1 counters are put on a creature. Put a charge counter on this artifact. Tap, add 1 mana any color. 5 tap, sacrifice artifact. Create X tap, 2/2 color scarecrow. Artifact creature tokens where X is the number of charge counters on this artifact. Interesting. Twilight Diviner. Another Inferno. And Lorwyn. See that being a pretty good commander. Pretty cheap. Some of the cheaper commanders are some of the best. I love my Voltron. Light pause, that's for sure. Cure-all. Sinister Gnarlbark. At the beginning of your end step, draw a card and blight 1. Morning Song Aria, very nice. Haha, there we go. Overgrown Tomb. The double-sided one. We will take that. We haven't seen a foil one yet. I want to see. Maybe we have. I don't think we have. Flitterwing Nuisance. This card, man, it's giving me a hard time. Carrie, thank you very much. Nicely done. And if you're just tuning in, these will get sexified before they get shipified. I'll probably say that 1 or 2 more times. Tyler, you're up next. Good luck. Moonshadow. We'll take that as a start. Sig's Command. Target player draws a card. Tap target creature, put a stun counter on it. Creature target player control, gain lifelink until end of turn. Create a token as a copy of target merfolk you control. Interesting. Wonder how many times I've said interesting this break so far. It's very interesting. Rating schemes and a TAM. That rating schemes is a close second or third for this set for me. I like that card. Steam Vents. There we go, Tyler. We'll get some shocks out of play as we like it. Also like that it's not like ungodly heavy on the shocks as well. Deceit. Very nice. Tyler. Duran. We are starting out good. Dream Harvest and a Formidable Speaker. It's the USA plastic that just disintegrates. Mirror Form. We will take that too. Good play packs, Tyler. Perfect. I was going to say prefect. Blight 1. Tap 3 on top elves you control. Proliferate. Activate only as a sorcery. Interesting. There's another interesting. Ooh. Twilight Diviner. And Blaze Epiphany. All right, Tyler, on to your collector packs. Good luck, sir. All right, another Twilight Diviner. Dread Tiller. When this creature enters, put a -1/-1 counter on target creature. And put a land card from your hand or graveyard on the battlefield tapped. Man, no wonder the commanders really aren't doing much in this one. I'm curious to see if anything goes up from that. Only seen a few, but Dream Harvest, Shadow Urchin, and Sapling Nursery. Really cool foiling to these. Very subtle, like 2-layer foiling to it. I like it. All right. Art cards and the collector boosters. We love them. Brigid. Puka's Covenant. Or a creature you control with a counter on it dies, you may return another target permanent card with mana value less than or equal to the number of counters on that creature. Okay, that's a lot of words. Kitten Binding. I don't think we have seen this one yet. I think this is a pretty good hit, if I'm not mistaken.
creatures you control get +X, where X is number of creatures that enter the battlefield under your control this turn. Beginning combat on your turn, create a 1/1 green and white Kithkin creature token. Ah, there's Sig and Ashling, the flips. Interesting. Tyler, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Who's up next? Lester. Let's get her done, Lester. Harmonized Crescendo. Sonar, innovative first year. Wondering if, what have we not seen? Just seeing if there's anything else that we haven't seen just yet. We haven't seen all the shocks, that's for sure. I don't know if we've seen a Vibrance either. Oh, we haven't seen Oko either. Creole. A lot of first years. A lot of first years in Lorwyn. The Dissident. Temple Garden. I was just thinking about this. Temple Garden. We haven't seen one of those, but now we have. If I was to pick one, Celestia would probably be my favorite. Madeline. Hey, there we go. I summoned it for you, Lester. I said Celestia, and there you go. Boom. Another Temple Garden for you. I summoned it from the depths of my packs. But we'll take that. 2 shocks in a pack ain't bad. 6 command. And Glen Elendra Guardian. I don't think we've seen this one. A couple bucks on this. And there's Glen Elendra's answer. I wonder if there's a Glen Elendra's question. Hey, Hallowed Fountain. Getting some good shocks out of this, Lester. That's for dang sure. Hey, and an Oko. What was I saying about not getting an Oko? That's cool. Lorwyn. Oh, let's get these a little bit nicer. All right, Lester, collector booster pack time. Good luck to you, sir. Boom! Blood Crypt. Ferrophore. Young Moo. Young You. Speak good. Green number 1. Green cycling creatures equal the number of counters among creatures target players controls. Double the number of each kind of counter on target creature. That's expensive, but interesting. And Blaze Epiphany. The Nuisance and the Navigator. Not so great on that one. Let's see if number 2 will be better for you, Lester. Slumbering Walker. Really? Another one? Figure of Fable. Lava Leaper. And Champion of the Path. Oof. Thank you, Lester. I appreciate it. I think this is Null. It is. All right. Null, here's your second spot. Let's see if we can do better than your first spot. I wonder if that'll happen a lot because we saw that happen twice. So we saw that happen with the Hallowed Fountain, where it was a rare and then a foil of the same, and then we just saw that with Temple Garden. I wonder if that's something that will be Lava Leaper and Winnowing. Nice. Um, be something that's common occurrence. Disruptor of currents. Noel's like, come on, man. Give me something. I'm dying here. I'm dying here. Twilight Diviner. That's not what we're looking for. Sonar. Figure of Fable. Dawnheart Dissident. Now it really kind of feels like they're saving all the super crazy, special, awesome, epic stuff for the Universes Beyond sets. I don't know. Catharsis. We have not seen this yet. Interesting. And a Sunderflock. I don't know when I said that. I thought something else. Bristlebane Battler. It's funny, it feels like we get more art cards out of Collector Booster Wrist than we do out of plays. And a Scuzzback Scrounger. Another rare in there. Nice. Well, not super nice. I don't think that's worth much. Another Winnowing. You feel like you're winning, Noel? He's like, no, dude, just send my cards. Alrighty, sir. Good luck to you. Grub, Subterfuge, a Gloom Ripper, Champion of the Cackland. Ooh, a Regal Force. When this creature enters, draw a card for each green creature you control. That's cool. There we go, Noel. Alright, last pack magic for you, sir. Really, F? Seriously? I didn't know that. Well, no wonder I felt like that then. Lava Leaper. Hey, there's the most expensive commander card. Coming in at $6.45. Abundant Countryside. Hey! Champion of the Weird. Morning Tide's Light. And a High Perfect Morkant. A lot of mids there. A lot of mids. Thank you, Noel. I appreciate you, sir. I do like the way that the special guests look, though. Oh. We need prettier piles. All right. Last stack. Andrew. If he's even on anymore. He was here at the start. How are you doing tonight, Ev? Another nuisance. It's going to be a nuisance. Nuisance. Say it 3 times fast. Nuisance. Nuisance. I can't do it. There's the answer. Glenda Lendra's answer. The spell can't be countered. Counter all spells. Okay, we did see this one. That's right. And an Abigail. Eloquent first year. That's cool. They're getting pretty interesting with their foiling, so Another Morcant. Andrew's here. Last stack magic. Let's see if we can get some fun stuff out of here. Riss. Very nice, F. Glad to hear it, dude. I'm glad you got some. I'm sorry it couldn't be from us. Ashling. It's funny. I think I've seen more of the borderless versions of Ashling than I have the regular versions. Knob Gobbler. That's what I think of every time I see that card. Sorry. Curious Colossus. Sunderflock. No, there's a lot of cards in this where if you just say it naturally, it kind of just comes out different, you know? Grub's Command. Oh, and I said that, and there's another Ashling. Bristlebane Battler. Oh, 2 in a row. That one's cooler. All right, last couple packs of the Lorwyn break. Vibrance. Nice. That's a good way to end the plays. All right, Andrew. Good luck on your collector boosters. Really, pack? Madeleine. Soddenverder. Soddenverder. Okay. The Guardian. Celestial Reunion. Additional cost cast spell, you may choose a creature type. Behold 2 creatures of that type. Search your library for a creature card with mana value extra less. Reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle. Spell's additional cost is paid, and the reveal of a card is chosen. Type. Put that card onto the battlefield instead of putting it in your hand. And a Glather Glen Edra Guardian. Okay, interesting. Nice pack. All right, last pack magic, Andrew. Hallowed Fountain. We will take that. Rain Slicked Copse. Ashling's Command. Another Battler. And an End Blaze Epiphany. And that wraps it up. I think we started on a little bit of a heavier note than with what we ended on. No fractured foils. It felt like one of the showcase-ish type cards, whatever they're called, per box. Small sample size. Only 2. It's not like I'm ripping a ton. A lot of shocks from play packs. I wouldn't say a lot. Not like Modern Horizon 2 fetch lands, you know, where you get like a god box of that. But all in all, pretty good set. I like the cards, I like the art. I just wish it was a little bit more sexied at the top. I want to do more cool stuff with your standard sets. With what, like, do cool stuff with what's made your identity for the past 30 plus years. But who cares what I think? On that note, I appreciate everybody joining in. Stay tuned for the next break, which sure as fuck isn't going to be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Good night, everybody.